conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the MariJayneMaven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the MariJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MariJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host.
Welcome, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, the MariJayneMaven, and welcome to another episode of Menage with the MariJayneMaven. However, it's one of my little mini-sodes. So this is Staying Sane with MariJayne. You know, I utilize this mini-sode, this kind of platform of my platform, to make sure that I can highlight those important businesses, those women, you know, the brands that you need to make sure you know about in cannabis. Sometimes, you know, it's just for me to vent. That's why the MariJayne keeps me sane. So today is a very, very special. As you guys know, I've been blabbing away for probably 3 to 4 months now, if not longer, about my participation and the blessing that was bestowed upon me to be a speaker at the Women in Cannabis Expo that is coming up, oh my gosh, in like 2 weeks in Reno. Don't forget Reno, September the 27th to the 29th. Yes. Okay. Making sure. I'm just looking at my guest host here, making sure I'm not mixing up my dates. And then we have, I'm speaking on Monday. I have 2 different kind of sessions that you guys be able to catch me. But don't just come for me. Come for all of the fantastic women, the speakers, the expo, you know, the different, you know, sponsors and brands that are going to be there. Great time for you guys to come and really just learn everything that you've always wanted to know about being a woman in cannabis, or how you can make your way into the industry as well. So before I get started, we are going to go ahead, of course, and start off with our quote. And our quote is, "When sleeping women wake, mountains move." And that is an African proverb. You guys know how much I love to use those as our quotes. But it's very fitting today because we have a woman who is definitely making mountains move. And she's providing a platform for the rest of us to do it within cannabis and really take a hold of what should be rightfully ours. You guys know what I said. It's a female plant, you know, it's all about the goddesses. So please welcome with me along with a rounding of applause. I want everybody to applause from home. I want to be the owner of Women in Cannabis Expo, Miss Brooke, or Goddess, I'm going to say Goddess Brooke M. Westlake.
Thank you for having me today. We're 19 days out. Today I did a post and I made a little mistake and I put 12 days. And my my business partner, she goes, "You know that we have like 19 days, right?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh
so
my gosh.
I was like, "Oh good, we have a little bit of extra time."
It's coming around so quickly. I mean, with COVID, I know when we first spoke, it was like, whenever this thing goes away, whenever everything opens back up. And here we are. So I have to say, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm loving, you know, the social media involvement is huge in this because that's the way we're going to be able to get the word out. So I don't want to, viewers, you guys know me, okay? You guys know that I can talk. But today is going to be a time that I'm going to provide Miss Brooke the opportunity to speak. First, really quickly, I want to tell you guys about how we met. We met through social media. We scheduled a phone call. We had a couple of like, oh, I need to change the date. I need to do this. I need to do that. But when we finally got together, it all worked. We ended up speaking. I think it was scheduled for half an hour, and we spoke for like two and a half. We had to kept saying, okay, get off the phone. We were like teenagers that were dating. You first. No, you first. I have one more thing to tell you. So I can't wait to meet her. I'm going to give her a big, huge hug. And like I said, I do want to give her the opportunity, though, to share with us her journey how she got to where we will be in a few days, a few short weeks, where we're going to be all celebrating the wonderful women in cannabis. So, Brooke, share a little bit about how you became the founder and the creator of such a beautiful, and it's going to be a successful expo.
Thank you. Yeah, so yes, that's exactly how we met, was online. You know, social media is amazing because there's so much that you can do to grow your business or your message, whatever that may be on your life journey. And my journey into cannabis is very interesting. I think we all have a very interesting journey when it comes to this. I have a 20-year background in healthcare. And the last company I worked for 10 years, and we closed in March of 2018. I then decided to go and do my master's degree later on in life, which was fine. Found out I was pregnant halfway through, and I was like, okay, I'm going to finish my master's. And I knew that after the business that I had worked for 10 years and being in healthcare for 20, that I just really wanted to do my own thing. And so as I was getting close to graduating my master's program, I reached out to a mentor. I was looking at some business opportunities, and I ran some business opportunities by them. And they said, you know, you should look at having a cannabis lab, testing lab. And I was like, I don't know anything about cannabis. So I started doing research and discovered it was a very viable business, and started doing my homework and going to big expos to find out who my vendors were and vendors that I needed for the entity of having a lab. And in that process, I went to a ladies' night that was hosted and met some ladies. And I thought, well, this is interesting. I'll pay money to go to some expos with women and network and see what they're doing and how they're doing it. So I hopped on the internet. We were on a family little vacation. I hopped on the internet. I started looking and I couldn't find anything. And I went to the investors and said, I'm looking at onboarding, doing a women in cannabis expo as well as my lab, and like launching them at the same time. How do you guys feel about that? And they were in full support and said, that's fantastic. So we launched both companies in January of 2019. As everybody knows, 2019 was a very challenging year as we started to end first quarter. COVID started to really take hold. We had lockdowns in states and shutdowns. So I had started building shopping for the lab and having my entity of my business of the expo, running it out of there. We had to pause that. We did not secure a building until last fall, the very, very end of fall, when things started opening back up. We were supposed to have our first expo last year of September, and also due to COVID, we were not allowed to. They called us about a month before and said that we could have 50 people. And I said, well, I'm expecting about 500. Yeah, so I said, why don't we just be flexible? Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have 40 speakers. I can't have like allowed for 50 people. Like that would be like my staff, you know. So I said, well, why don't we just do this? I'm a very flexible person. Why don't we move it into September, the same time in 2021? And I'm sorry, I meant to say 2020 we found to be challenging, not 2019, but 2020 we found to be very challenging. Oh, yeah. So we just moved it forward, and here we are. We are 19 days away. And I have actually, there have been people asking about, are we still moving forward full steam ahead? Because there's been some spikes with the COVID variant Delta. Our state, we are fully open. The only thing that they have re-implemented is mask, the mask mandate is mandatory everywhere you go, but we are in full force. We are moving ahead. We're sorry that some people might not be able to be with us this year due to like travel restrictions, but don't worry, because we will be back next year, and we're going to just keep going ahead. And we are so happy to have you with us because, your journey into this is also very unique. And as you mentioned, also like cannabis use is also actually very new to me too. So I started using cannabis last December. Right before, a month before the expo got pushed to September of this year, I actually almost died, and I had a volvulus bowel obstruction, which they kind of refer to as twisted gut. So they removed 6 inches of my colon. I dropped a significant amount of weight. I really wasn't eating much. I went into a dispensary and said, I did not tell them I worked in cannabis. I just said, here's what's going on. I tried cannabis 24 years ago, had a panic attack, and they taught me about microdosing. And so my journey has really come full circle when it comes to having an expo, opening a lab, and actually enjoying cannabis. I'm like, where has this been all my life? I missed the mark until now, and I'm so excited. I'm like, forget alcohol. I get alcohol.
Yes,
Just
right.
forget the wine. I don't want wine anymore. And
Roll up,
look it. I'll even show you. I have a joint in my office.
see, there you go. There you go. That is, and I will be going to get medicine as soon as we end today, um, because I am on a doobie jar. I don't know if you keep that yet, but a doobie jar is what you put on the side, and then when you have nothing, you go ahead and just poke out what you can and roll that up. Um, so yeah,
Oh,
and that's
I
not
need that. That's a must for my office.
always keep a doobie jar. That's always. So that is, I mean, like I said, like our quote said, when women want, the overall thing is when women want to get something done, we get that shit done. So not only did you get your education while you're pregnant, you still had a life going on, still had to be a mom, and then you started not just one, but two sectors of the business. And then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna throw an expo on top of that. And this is all within health issues and COVID. I mean, that deserves a huge, once again, round of applause or snaps as we do here. That is what makes so awesome, and what is going to make, like I said, this event very successful, because you can tell that you're doing it out of purpose and you're passionate about it. So when it's done out of those things, there's nothing that the universe isn't going to provide for you. So I am super excited to be a part of it. So we're here, we're in the year where everything's opening back up. Tell me, what has been your biggest sense of accomplishment over your journey thus far, within cannabis? One, within cannabis, it's kind of twofold. One, within cannabis, and then personally within your life, your quality of life. What do you feel that have been, like I said, your two big success stories there?
I think the two big successes actually are, so I onboarded my longtime best friend. She's a bilateral amputee, and we are such a cute powerhouse and force to be reckoned with. And the success there is that we really back each other up. And some days are hard, and I come in, I've got 8 emails, and she's got emails, and we get it done. We come together as a team. And even just dealing with some of the COVID related stuff too. Like, we've had a couple speakers fall out, and not because they don't want to be a part of it, but they're running into some travel issues, and we totally understand that. And so we were actually just talking about this. I said, you know what? No matter what happens this year, people are going to see that we push through no matter what, no matter how everything shapes up, because we're still dealing with some uncertainties that are unfolding. And I said, we're still doing it. And that alone needs to be success right there, is that we are still like, okay, somebody falls out. Okay, we've got a backup list. Who else do we want to reach out to? Who else is going to be dynamic? Who else is going to, people are going to want to hear. And so that is definitely a success. I would say on a personal level, getting through, I went through a very ugly, nasty divorce this last year, and wrapped it all up, and tying that back into like my health. Like, I'm not as stressed as I was. I've got cannabis to use, to enjoy, also to help me put back on weight, because I've lost so much weight. And honestly, my creative side, when I actually smoke, or I love edibles, and I actually love joints or my vapes, my creative side starts firing off. And that's something I didn't have that when I had wine. And I was always a very creative person anyway. So I really feel like that is a very successful thing with my health and dealing with stress, and that I have something that is a female plant that, yes, we need to have it and embrace it, and have it as a business, and do what we want with it. But having that as an outlet for me has been, I feel, a personal level of success. And having all these other things that we have going on, we haven't even announced. Like, we have some pretty big announcements to make at the expo. And every day I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell people this. And but we can't say anything yet, because we just have so many moving parts. But so yeah, I would definitely think those are the two big successes right now.
Yeah, I give you just kudos, because it'd be super hard for me when it's something like so awesome. I definitely want to tell everybody, and like, I just want to be like, okay, let me give you guys a hint. I'll give you a hint every day until the day of. So that's good for you, girl. Good strength. And I have to also say, you look beautiful and fantastic and healthy. And so, blessings to the female plant. Like I say, it is a power flower. That is what it is, and it will help you to, like I said, live the quality of life that you want to live, and see yourself in the health that you want to be in as well. I think once you start getting into cannabis, you really start to understand your body more, because you want to make sure that you're using cannabis in its best benefit to you. Like you said, 24 years ago, you got a panic attack. But now you know about microdosing and you're able to move on. And I'm sure you're probably like me, sativas are my favorites. That definitely helps with the creativity. And you become feeling validated in your choices to live a cannabis lifestyle, when you start to feel much better, and when everything kind of falls into place. I think it's a message from the universe, just letting us know you guys are on the right path, keep it going. So that is so awesome. I'm becoming more and more excited as we talk here, just getting goosebumps. But yes, I'm so happy that, once again, like I said at the beginning, you had a journey and you've come this far and you've come over peaks and probably even more valleys in the last year and a half, 2 years, but you've been able to see your way out of it and know that there is a way out of it. Thank you so much. Sorry, my family from the Boondocks. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you too.
I see that.
Yes. So, one last thing, if you wanted to share with everybody, where to get the tickets, where, the date, anything that you want to share, you go ahead and you have your time. Like I said, I'm going to get you out of here in 15 minutes if it kills me.
You are awesome. And by the way, one of the things that we want to announce, it's actually a thing that offline I want to talk to you about. I think you'll be very interested. It's really exciting, and I think you're gonna love to hear about it. And I just said to my business partner, "Oh my gosh, I have to talk to her after and let her know this thing." And I think it's gonna be a good fit. But we'll talk offline about that. So as far as the expo goes, it is the Women in Cannabis Expo. You can Google us. We're the first and only ones that come up. And we are going to be having our event in 19 days, September the 27th through the 29th at the Atlantis Hotel and Casino in Reno, Nevada. You can get tickets on our website. You can call us at our number 775-800-1414. You can message us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and we had one other. Oh, we're on LeafWire. LeafWire is actually a really cool platform. It's for cannabis businesses like LinkedIn, but for cannabis inspired companies. So you can reach us any of those ways. You can email us.
You're kicking ass on TikTok.
I'm trying my hardest.
You're doing good.
Some of my content.
I know. Yeah. My very first one.
You can also email us at.
Yeah. That's me blabbing. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, you're good. So they can also email us at womeninCannabisExpo@yahoo.com. And if you call here and I don't answer, you will speak to one of my two lovely ladies who work with me. I will tell you, I onboarded my longtime best friend. She's amazing. Her story is incredible, and it's going to be heard this year. Everything that she's been through in her life, being a bilateral amputee, it's pretty incredible. We're giving a TED Talk 3 days after the expo. We are both flying out to Indianapolis to give a TED Talk. My mom also works for me, which is really nice because she's retired, and it's nice to have Mama Bear on board. I'm teaching her certain things, and today she just purchased her first seeds, cannabis seeds, to grow plants at home for my stepdad, who is very, very sick, and he has used cannabis his entire life. And she said, "Why don't we get some seeds? Let me grow you some stuff." And he was like, "Sure." So yeah, we're just so excited, and we're so happy to have you with us. And anything we can continue to do, support you and your journey. And we feel like the universe just aligned in the right way. And those people come into your life. It's nothing strange. When people say it's strange, I go, "Oh no, it's not strange. It was meant to happen. This is what's meant to be."
Yes, divinely purposed and divinely, planned, I like to say. Or, I like to use words that have to do with marijuana. So divinely cultured and cultivated and grown and developed. But I do want to give a shout out to your mom, because she's doing the right thing. Not only is she becoming educated about it, but she's going to take the power and grow her own. So she's going to know exactly what's in it. She's going to be able to find out what's best for your stepfather, and that can help his illness. So shout out to her, so mom gets a big supply, get applause and snaps as well. So I'm so excited to meet her. Yes, I'm so excited to, like I said, give you a big hug. If anybody for some reason didn't catch any of the ways that you can, many ways that you can purchase tickets, you guys know that you can get in contact with me. I will definitely, guide you in the right direction. But Brooke, I do want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming to join us for the Staying Sane with MariJayne episode. You guys, I'm going to be checking in from the Expo that week. So you're going to have lots of, I want to say backstage stuff because I want you there. I don't want to give it to you all. But in case you don't, in case you can't, you'll be definitely getting, you'll get a nice little view of what happens and, and just really feel like you're a part of it as much as I can. Because we want you to, if you don't come this year, you're definitely coming next year. Okay. All right. So once again, thank you so much. I will see you in 19 days. Holy crap. And yeah, we're going to have a session
I'm like
together.
Home Alone.
I know. Yeah, really.
Oh,
I'm going to do a post
that's happening.
like that.
That's totally happening. I can promise you.
A few of them, a few. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Please go follow on Instagram, go follow on Twitter, go follow TikTok. She's so cute on TikTok. She does a great job, like I said. And that is Women and Cannabis Expo. Once again, if you guys need to know, hit me up through social media. I will guide you to the correct accounts. But you know what to do already. If you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button. Let us know how much this episode just brought so much to your life and to your day. And your girl will see you next week. We have a very special guest. It's going to be the first Black woman in cannabis to actually receive her master's degree in cannabis health. Yeah, super excited. And she's written a cookbook, really good infused recipes. So she's going to be on next week. We're super excited about that. But you guys have a blessed night. Make sure that you get your sativa, your hybrid, your indica, and let it bless you as it always does. So love to you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you again, Brooke. We appreciate it.
Welcome to Menage with the MariJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MariJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host,